Hi friends, it's me, Miss Chacon. We are back and today is Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. Um, so before we start, I just wanted you to look at my hat. It's for the LA Dodgers, and right now we can't watch. Right, what would usually be happening is we'd be watching the Dodger games because they'd be on right now. Baseball would usually be going through right now, but most baseball games have been canceled. Almost all sports have been canceled, basically. And so what I wanted to do is we can still talk about cool sports that we like because that keeps it going. Because we can't just forget about all the things we like just because they were canceled. So one of the things that I like, one of my favorite sports teams is the LA Dodgers. So you can go ahead and tell me on Class Dojo, what is your favorite sports teams? I would love to know. I want to know if you're a Lakers fan, a Dodgers fan, or maybe you don't like any teams from LA at all. Maybe you like a different team, and that's okay. I want to know whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever team you like. Go ahead and tell me on Class Dojo, okay? All right, so just a reminder, if you missed any videos, you can go ahead and look back on them on YouTube. They're all there, and they're there for you to watch. Also on Class Dojo, you'll be able to see that we have our Zoom meeting on Wednesday. So if you have any trouble, you have not done Zoom before, you can go ahead and ask, and I have some directions here if you need any help. And also, please remember to do your homework. I have so many friends who have been doing their homework every single day, and I'm so proud of them. And we have some friends who have not turned in their homework yet, but I know you're doing it at home. I just need you to send me your homework so I know, okay, my friends? I need to see it so I know how you're learning and how your learning is coming along, okay? So today, we're going to have a very fun story. It's called Seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. Now, when you think of Cinderella, what do you think of? Well, for me, I think of Cinderella as this beautiful princess. And what happened is that her dad died, and her stepmother was so evil, and she was so mean to her, and she would make her clean all the time. And then one day, Cinderella decided to go to the ball, but she couldn't because her stepmother tore up her dress. But then Cinderella's fairy godmother came, and then Cinderella went to the ball, fell in love with her prince, and they lived happily ever after, and the wicked stepmother and the evil sisters were never seen again. So that's what I saw like in the movies and from the stories I've read, but this story is a little different. So usually in fairy tales we hear one version. But did you know that fairy tales can tell different versions of the story? Because I can see something and I can say, oh, I'm looking at a computer right now. That's what's happening. But what you can see is you can see that you're looking at a tablet or maybe you're looking at a phone. So my point of view, so that's what it's called, point of view, is that I'm looking at the computer. Your point of view is maybe you're not looking at the computer. Maybe you're looking at a phone. Maybe you're looking at a tablet. So point of view is basically what everybody sees. What I see is different from what you see. We see different things, and that's okay. So we feel different things too. So you see me, and you see me as Miss Chacon, your teacher. I see you, and I see you as my first grade student. We have different points of view. We see things differently. So what we're going to see is the usual story that we hear of Cinderella is told from Cinderella's point of view. So from Cinderella's point of view, she's a beautiful girl whose stepmother was so mean, and then she found her prince, her fairy godmother helped her, and she lived happily ever after. That's the usual story. The story we're about to hear is told from the point of view of the wicked stepmother. Now, from what I've heard, the wicked stepmother is not a good person. She sounds so mean. But you never know. So what we're going to hear is how the wicked stepmother sees Cinderella. Maybe she sees her as a nice person. But it's saying, seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. That's the title of our book. That's the book we're reading today. Seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. So I think the wicked stepmother sees Cinderella as annoying. But we'll find out. So here it is. Here's Cinderella. Here's the stepmother. And here's the stepsisters. Cinderella's like, yes, beautiful. And the wicked stepmother's frowning. The stepsisters are like, oh, cover my ears. So let's find out. Oh, and look, they're the little animals she talks to. You must have heard of me, the wicked stepmother. That's not true. It's just another one of Cinderella's wild stories. Not as wild as the one about the pumpkin, or the other one about the fairy godmother. The real story, the true story, began with some chatter and some dust. Now, what we're seeing right now is, here's the stepmother, and she says she's going to tell us the true story of Cinderella, not those fake stories Cinderella was telling us. So this is told from the stepmother's point of view. Remember, everybody sees things differently, and that's okay. We all see the world differently, and sometimes we have different stories to tell. So let's keep reading. All I ever wanted was a husband and a mansion before I married Cindy's father. My two darlings and I had met Cindy only a few times. The girl had seemed normal then. So Cindy, I'm guessing, is Cinderella. So Cindy had seemed normal then. And all the stepmother wanted was for a nice husband and a mansion for her to take care of her daughters. Let's keep reading. After I married Cindy's father, my darlings and I moved in. When I had just 1 foot on the front step, my dear husband kissed me goodbye and said, I'm off on business. So her husband, who is Cinderella's father, he left and said, I'm off on business. He's off in a way, Cindy said, but the animals stay put. They talk, they joke, they sing, they even help out, especially the bluebirds. So Cindy's saying that her dad is off and away, but the animals help her. Ooh, that sounds kind of like the normal Cinderella story we hear, where Cinderella talks to all the animals. But let's see what the stepmother thinks. So there's the dad saying goodbye. There's Cinderella singing to the animals. And look, they don't look happy that the dad is leaving. Oh no, that's their point of view. They don't like that he left. Now, I don't mind a good story, but I do prefer facts to fiction. So facts mean real, fiction means fake, a lie. Soon the girl was talking all kinds of nonsense. Once upon a time, Cindy said, one of the bluebirds became blue. Not the color, the feeling. His friend had flown south. My darlings and I were stuck near the front door. I just wanted to put away my bags. That's when I saw it. Dust. So the house was really dusty. And Cinderella keeps just telling stories about birds and stuff. How would you like that if you came into somebody's house and they said, oh, let me tell you about this bird that flew by. It got all sad because his friend went away and he's so blue. Would you think that that person's just a little weird? Maybe, because birds don't talk. But let's keep reading. Let's find out what the stepmother thinks, what her point of view is. Dear, is the whole house this dusty? I asked. I don't know, Cindy said. I'll give you a tour. Oh, look at their faces. They're scared of all this messiness, this messy house. Oh, there she is singing again. And the birds and the animals. And here they are. They're so scared because look at this house. It's so dusty. There's cobwebs everywhere. In the dining room, Cindy told stories. Here she is telling stories. In the study, Cindy told stories. Non-stop. Girls, I said, time to get to work. This place needs a good cleaning. Once upon a time, when I was cleaning, Cindy started. Oh dear, said the stepmother. Look, see, so Cindy keeps telling stories. Now, if you were trying to talk and somebody kept interrupting you and saying, once upon a time, would you think that's just a little annoying? Maybe. So I could see the stepmother how she thinks Cindy's just a little annoying. But let's keep reading. Cindy mopped the floor. She finished so fast, my darlings had barely started. Did you know robins and sparrows are my friends? She said. The sparrows don't like the robins, though. Silly creatures. Once upon a time, one of the robins, Cindy, dear, I said, why don't you go and wash the clothes now, See, so Cindy keeps telling these stories and going on, and they're just covering up they're just covering up their ears. They're just trying to clean. So I could see how that's a little annoying. So usually in our Cinderella story, Cinderella isn't annoying. Cinderella is this beautiful person who sings to animals. But to the stepmother and the stepsisters, she's just so annoying because she's always singing and talking about animals. And she never cleans. Oh, let's keep reading. Cindy washed them so fast. How on earth did she do it? I had to find another chore for her just to keep her busy. If there's one thing squirrels love, it's washing clothes, Cindy said. The rats, though, would rather iron. You know, one day Squirrels and rats doing laundry? Stop telling such foolish stories, I finally said. So the wicked stepmother was tired because she didn't believe that rats and squirrels would like to help her do laundry. So she thought that Cinderella was a little crazy. Time passed, but nothing changed. In the garden, Cindy told stories. In the kitchen, Cindy told stories. Aw, look, they're putting stuff over their ears because she keeps telling stories. At dinner, I couldn't hear myself think. Dear, please, I said, stop talking. Cindy didn't stop. Look, they're putting food in their ears just so that they don't have to hear her anymore. 'Cause she's just talking and talking and talking. One day, a letter arrived. It was an invitation to the king's ball. The prince would surely fall in love with one of my darlings. Then they would marry, live in a beautiful castle, and one day be king and queen of all the land. Oh, stepmother, I want to go too, said Cindy. Once upon a time, a girl and a prince. Then just like that, Cindy lost her voice. Oh, so Cindy was like this. Cindy couldn't talk anymore. Imagine, it had to be from all the storytelling. Oh, so Cindy lost her voice. Aw, poor Cindy. And the stepmother, she's not happy because Cindy lost her voice. She's just happy because she sees the letter and she's like, ooh, we can all go to the ball. Well, what could I do? I told Cindy she had to stay home for her health. She cried, of course. Still, a ball was no place for a poorly girl. She needed rest. Sometimes it's so hard being a stepmother. So, when you lose your voice, you sometimes lose it because you're very sick. So Cindy was sick. That's why the stepmother told her that she couldn't go, because she didn't want her going to the ball and getting more sick or getting other people sick. So from the stepmother's point of view, Cindy couldn't go because she was sick. But remember, when you watch the movie, why doesn't Cinderella go to the ball? In the movie, Cinderella doesn't go to the ball because the stepmother rips up her dress and everything like that. So they have different points of view. From the stepmother's point of view, Cindy just was so sick she couldn't come. And she just did what every parent would do. When you're sick, your mommy says, no, you can't go to school because you're too sick. We don't want to get other people sick. So that's what the stepmother did for Cindy. Isn't this such a different version of Cinderella? It's cool though. I like this version because it's funnier than the regular version of Cinderella. At the ball, my darlings twirled, they whirled. Then a strange girl waltzed in. Her gown was magnificent. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I wondered how much it had cost and if my seamstress could copy it for me. A seamstress is somebody who sews beautiful clothes. The prince and the girl danced and pranced. My poor darlings were left princeless. So, who do you think that girl is who's dancing with the prince? I hope you said Cinderella. So, the stepmother sees that, aw, the prince didn't dance with my daughters. He's dancing with that other girl who has a pretty dress too. Let's keep reading. Oh, look at that! There's Cinderella! And she has this beautiful gown on, but the stepmother still doesn't know who she is. A few days later, the prince made an announcement. A glass slipper had been left at the castle. The prince would marry the girl whose foot it fitted. Our big chance! After visiting every mansion in the city, the prince's footman arrived at our door. Me, said one of my darlings. No, me, said the other. So her darlings are the stepdaughters or the stepsisters. So they're saying, me, it's me. One at a time, said the footman. So here's the prince, and he's holding Cinderella's shoe. Each girl tried, but the shoe didn't fit. Then Cindy croaked out a whisper, please let me try. Remember, Cindy was sick, so she can't talk too much, but she's saying, please let me try. So here the shoe isn't fitting. The shoe fit! Cindy pulled out the other glass shoe from her apron pocket. What? My darlings cried. Cindy croaked again. She said something about a pumpkin coach and mice turned into horses. She even added, a fairy godmother? Please, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a fairy godmother or a pumpkin coach or mice that turned into horses. I must say, though, I still don't know where she got those shoes. So from the stepmother's point of view, she doesn't know about all those magical things that happened to Cinderella. So she thinks that Cinderella is continuing to just tell stories and just be annoying. But look, there they are. It's a perfect fit. Aw, and they're sad. A few days later, the prince married Cindy. Poor man, he has no idea what he was getting himself into. Well, on the other hand, we, on the other hand, lived happily ever after. So, the stepmother is happy that Cinderella is gone and married to the prince. Because look, she's just talking. She's saying, once upon a time, once upon a time, once upon a time. And the prince, he's sweating. He's like, ooh, she's a little annoying. And then we see the wicked stepmother and the stepsisters, and they're laughing. They're saying, we lived happily ever after. Cinderella got married, and we are happily living, and we don't have to listen to her stories. So that's the end of our story. Now think about it. This is such a different version of Cinderella. It's so different because the stepmother, she wasn't trying to be mean to Cinderella. She was just trying to protect her because Cinderella was sick, so she didn't want her to go to the ball sick. So now what you have to think about is every story has two sides to it. So the usual story we hear is Cinderella's story. We hear about the beautiful fairy godmother who gave her a beautiful dress, a pumpkin coach, and all of those great things. And we just think of the stepmother as evil for not letting her go to the ball. But from the stepmother's point of view, Cindy just talked so much. And she just couldn't keep her mouth shut. And she lost her voice because of it. She couldn't go to the ball. But finally, when she married the prince, they did not have to deal with her anymore. And they lived happily ever after. So that's their point of view. I hope you liked this story. This is one of my favorite versions of Cinderella because I just find it so funny. And I like hearing other people's point of view, other people's stories, because there's more than one side to every story. So it's always good to hear other people's stories. All right? So that's the end of our story. If you ever want to find this book, you can just look up Cinderella. Seriously, Cinderella is so annoying. So what we're going to be doing today is you're going to describe Cinderella. So in these 4 bubbles right here, here's Cinderella. In these 4 bubbles, you're going to describe the Cinderella that we see in the movies, the Cinderella that we see in our books. So what is Cinderella? Can you put in this bubble beautiful or kind? We see Cinderella is so kind. Or Cinderella can sing. Cinderella, she has a fairy godmother. Tell 4 things about the regular Cinderella we know. So think about it. What 4 things do we know about Cinderella? She's nice, she's beautiful, she's kind, she gets the prince, she has a fairy godmother, she has all those things, right? So think about it from the original Cinderella. And if you need to, just watch the original Cinderella movie. It's a great movie. I like it. And think about it. What are 4 things that we can say about the regular Cinderella? The beautiful Cinderella who can sing and she can talk to animals and she's not annoying in the Cinderella movie. Then what I want you to do is describe Cindy. Now this is Cindy. This is Cindy. What are 4 things about Cindy from Cinderella is Seriously So Annoying? What are 4 things about her? Remember, they're told from different points of view. The first one is we're going to talk about the movie version. So in the movie version, what are 4 things about Cinderella? She's beautiful, da-da-da-da, all that. But in the book, Cinderella is so annoying. What are 4 things about her that we know? We know Cindy talks to herself. The house is dirty. She says she talks to animals. She's annoying. She loses her voice. So Cinderella is different in Seriously Cinderella is So Annoying than in the book. So what I want you to do is first I want you to do this bubble map of the regular Cinderella and talk about how you can use one word. You don't have to write a full sentence. You can say pretty, nice, beautiful, has a prince, and say that, okay? So you don't have to do full sentences. You can just do one word. And then on this one for Cindy, what are 4 different things about Cindy? Cindy is annoying. Cindy talks to herself. Cindy talks to animals. Cindy has the house dirty. So those are some things about Cindy. Think about it again. If you need to, you can listen to me tell the story again, or there are a lot of videos on YouTube that can read you the book, Seriously, Cinderella is So Annoying. And this point of view is from the regular Cinderella. So this is how Cinderella sees herself. Cinderella sees herself as beautiful, kind, she can sing, she loves animals. Cindy's different. This is how the stepmother sees her. Stepmother sees her as annoying, talks to herself. She just never stops talking, and she's just so hard to be around. She loses her voice. So think about how Cinderella and Cindy are different. Remember, you can't write the same things for both of them because even though they're the same person, they're different stories. So this one you're going to write about the movie version. This one you're going to write about Cindy, okay? So we're looking at how they're different. How is Cinderella from the regular version and Cindy, how are they different? Okay? All right, that's it for today. I hope you had fun reading our story. If you need anything else, just let me know. Remember to go back on our YouTube channel and see if you missed anything, and remember to turn in your these 2 pages by the end of today. That's it, friends. Also, just remember to go on our Zoom call on Wednesday, okay? Have a great day, stay safe, and stay well. Bye!